Hello, welcome to PhysQuest. So this is the solution video for CSIR NET December 2019 Part C, question number 29. The question is, the Hall coefficient for a semiconductor having both type of carriers is given as RH is equal to P mu P square minus N mu N square whole divided by E into P mu P plus N mu N whole square, where P and N are the carrier densities of the holes and electrons, and mu P and mu N are their respective mobilities. For a p-type semiconductor in which the mobility of holes is less than that of electrons, which of the following graphs best describes the variation of the Hall coefficient with temperature? So 4 plots are given and we need to choose the correct plot. So let's get started. So this question comes from the section solid state physics, and the concept involved here is Hall effect. So first of all, what is a Hall effect? So suppose we have a solid material carrying a electric current. So when a magnetic field is applied in a direction perpendicular to this direction of the current, it affects the moving charges in the solid. Because of the magnetic field, the negative charges feel a magnetic force and move towards the one side of the charge and one side of the solid, and the positive charge to the other side of the solid. And because of the separation of the charge, it creates a potential difference or electric field in a direction perpendicular to both the direction of magnetic field as well as the direction of the current flow, and this is known as the Hall effect. Now in the given question, we have a solid which is a p-type semiconductor, and it's now we know that semiconductor there are two type of charge carrier, electrons and holes. In a p-type of semiconductor, majority carriers are holes and the minority carriers are electrons. In the question, the Hall coefficient for a semiconductor having both the type of charge carrier is given as RH is equal to P mu P square minus N mu N square whole divided by E into P mu P plus N mu N whole square. Now here P and N are carrier densities of holes and electron respectively, and mu P and mu N are the respective mobilities. Now here this question talks about the temperature dependence of the Hall coefficient. So here, as we study this expression, both the carrier density and the mobility are temperature dependent. So to find out the answer, we need to understand the temperature dependence of both the carrier density P and N as well as the carrier mobility mu P and mu N. How they are affected by the change of temperature, we need to understand that. Now we divide the temperature into three ranges, that is low temperature, room temperature and high temperature, and we will see how the value of the carrier density P and N as well as the mobility mu P and mu N behave at these temperature, and thereby we can understand how the Hall coefficient will behave in these temperature range. First, low temperature range. Now at low temperature, due to the unavailability of the thermal energy, presence of intrinsic charge carrier is negligible. So whatever charge carrier available are the extrinsic charge carrier, and that is holes here in p types of semiconductor. Therefore at low temperature, P will be much greater than N. Now when we talk about the mobility, see, mobility, first of all, you know that the temperature dependence of mobility is dependent on two factors. First is the phonon scattering, which is due to the thermal vibration, and second is the impurity scattering. Now at low temperature, the majority contribution to the mobility will be due to the impurity scattering, because there is a negligible scope of phonon scattering. But there is a twist here. Temperature dependence of mobility due to impurity scattering is different than that of due to the phonon scattering. For phonon scattering, the mobility is proportional to T to the power minus 3 by 2, whereas for impurity scattering, the mobility is proportional to T to the power plus 3 by 2, which means as the temperature decreases, mobility due to the impurity scattering also decreases, which is just opposite, which has just opposite effect of the phonon scattering. So at very low temperature, mobility due to impurity scattering is dominant. Mobility contribution due to lattice scattering will come into picture once the temperature is increased. So therefore in this case at low temperature, here mu p will be greater than mu n. Therefore mu p square is greater than mu n square. So again we are already have, so when we have already given p is much greater than n, therefore p mu p square is much greater than n mu n square. So in the expression of RH we have in the numerator we have the term p mu p square minus n mu n square. So the difference between these two terms, since this term p mu p square is much greater than n mu n square, the difference between them will be much higher, therefore the Hall coefficient will be very high and has a positive value. So now if we plot that is RH versus temperature plot, so here RH will be a high value, we'll have in this case at low temperature. Now let's talk about room temperature. Now at room temperature, due to thermal energy, some of the covalent bonds will break and they release free electrons to the conduction band, leaving behind holes in the valence band. Therefore at room temperature there are intrinsic charge carrier, that is both electrons and holes are available, but still the extrinsic charge carrier are dominant here, due to which P is still greater than N. Now at room temperature, as I said, mobility due to lattice contribution dominates. At this stage there is presence of intrinsic charge carrier, that is both holes and the free electrons, and in general mobility of electron is higher than holes. So therefore here mu n will be greater than mu p. Therefore mu p square will be less than mu n square. And here already we have p is greater than n, but mu p square is less than mu n square. So when we take the product, what will happen is p mu p square will be almost same as n mu n square. Therefore we can say that the Hall coefficient will be here almost 0. So therefore when we do in the plot this from higher value, when the temperature changes at the from low temperature, when the temperature is raised to room temperature, the Hall coefficient will drop to 0. Now let's talk about high temperature range. As temperature is very high, due to higher amount of thermal energy, a large number of covalent bonds will break, releasing a large number of free electrons and holes. At this stage, the hole carrier concentration is almost similar to as that of electron carrier concentration. Therefore, P will be almost same as of the order of n. Now at high temperature, intrinsic charge carrier are much higher, but the scattering will also be higher, due to which mobility will reduce. Mind you that here lattice contribution of mobility will still be dominant. Here again electron mobility is higher than the hole mobility in general. Therefore here again mu p will be less than mu n. So now since p is of the order of n and mu p is less than mu n, so when we take the here mu p square will be also less than mu n square. Therefore p mu p square will also be less than n mu n square. Therefore here the Hall coefficient will be negative. So when we in the plot, when the temperature is raised towards higher range, the Hall coefficient becomes negative. So this is the ultimate plot we have got. Now let's check the option. So if you see all the plots in the option, you can see that the plot given in option D is matching whatever answer we have got. So the correct answer in this question is option D.